Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Terence Crawford, the man whose punches are as hard to find as a politician's honesty. Terence, I don't know about your boxing style, but your barber definitely believes in beating around the bush. Have you ever heard the phrase, "You're not as young as you used to be"? Because your reflexes have been getting that memo for the last 3 years. And folks, let me tell you about Terence's defense strategy. It's like a sieve, you know the kind. Everything passes through, except instead of water, it's my fists. You'd think someone who's been punched in the face as many times as Terence would figure out how to dodge a bit better. But hey, at least he's consistent. Your record is a lot like American healthcare, Terence. Looks pretty impressive until you take a closer look and realize it's all smoke and mirrors. I just hope your boxing ability isn't as inflated as your ego, or we'll all need oxygen masks when it comes crashing down.
Now, I'd like to introduce you to Errol Spence Jr., a man whose jab is as reliable as a weather forecast. Chance of a hit, maybe possibly at some point. Errol, with your aim, you'd have a hard time hitting water if you fell out of a boat. Errol likes to think of himself as a big hitter. Errol, the only thing you've hit hard in the last year is middle age. And let's not even start on your footwork. I've seen newborn calves with more grace and balance. You slide across that canvas like a confused ice skater. And don't get me started on your iron chin, Errol. It's more like cheap plastic at this point. When they talk about recycling, they're not referring to the number of times your jaw has been recycled. I want to talk about Errol's fight preparation. It's like a flat tire. It's not going anywhere and needs a serious change. You say you're training hard, but from where I'm standing, it looks like the only thing you're training is your remote control thumb.
Let's talk about Crawford's punch variety. Oh, wait, there isn't any. It's like his boxing manual had only one page and he's been trying to read between the lines. He's got a left hook that's as unpredictable as a straight road and a right cross as devastating as a summer breeze. And let's not forget Crawford's legendary ring IQ. That's like saying my grandmother's poodle has a bark IQ. The only thing intelligent about your moves, Terence, is that they're smart enough to avoid your opponents. But it's not all bad, Terence. At least you're consistently missing. That is, your last fight had more misses than a singles mixer at a comic book convention. I've seen better swings in a rusty old playground.
Oh, Errol, with your slow jab and even slower footwork, you're like a tortoise in boxing gloves. They don't call you the truth because of your boxing prowess. It's because the truth is, you'd have trouble hitting the broadside of a barn. And talking about your knockout power, or should I say, your lack of knockout power, it's like a vegetarian lion. It just doesn't exist. Your punches are as terrifying as a feather pillow in a pillow fight. But let's be fair, you do have a great record. A record for the most amount of time spent running in a ring. I've seen less running at a marathon, Errol. Maybe after our fight, you can join a track and field team. You've certainly got the experience, but then again, they might actually require you to hit a target occasionally. Maybe stick to boxing.
And what about Crawford's pre-fight trash talk? I mean, his words are about as scary as a kitten on a leash. When Terence says he's going to knock me out, it's as believable as Bigfoot running for president. He'd be better off writing comedy. At least then when people laugh, he could pretend it was intentional. I mean, his intimidation factor is about as high as my 5-year-old daughter's when she's holding a teddy bear. But let's not underestimate teddy bears. They at least have stuffing. And speaking of stuffing, Terence, you look like you've been stuffing more than your face in preparation for our fight. Your abs are playing a better hide-and-seek game than your so-called killer punch. I'd recommend a diet, but I'm not sure there's a diet for inflated ego.
Errol's boxing style, folks, is like a 2-step dance. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's not that he's a coward, it's just that he seems to prefer the view from a distance. So if anyone's looking for a dance partner, I think we found your man. And did anyone mention Errol's punching speed? It's like watching a snail sprint. He moves in slow motion, a real-life action replay, and I've seen molasses run downhill faster. Errol, you've got the precision of a blindfolded darts player. When you aim for a punch, it's like a magic show. Now you see it, now you don't. I don't know if I should be ready to duck or to catch your fist when it flies off. Last time I saw you throwing uppercuts, it looked like you were trying to screw in a light bulb. With all that twisting and turning, you should consider a second career as a contortionist.